thee to possess it all the days that you live upon the earth. Ye shall utterly destroy all the places wherein the nations which ye shall possess serve their deity, upon the high mountains and upon the hills, and under every green tree. And ye shall overthrow their altars with fire, and ye shall hew down the graven images of their deities, and destroy the names of them out of that place. Ye shall not do so unto Yahweh your Elohim, but unto the place which Yahweh your Elohim
in the place. So here it becomes, in Exodus, it was places, right? Huh? And here we just see it read the place, right?
Yes, sir.
So we're thinking now we got a problem, huh?
No.
Huh? No, we don't. Let's go back and start that over again, my brother, from verse 1. Let's go back and start it. In verse 1, it says, these are the statutes, ordinances, which you shall observe to do in
the
the
land
land to possess it.
all the days that you live upon the earth.
When you go in that land, destroy all the places upon every high mountain, upon all hills, upon every green tree. Overthrow their altars that they have set up, break down their statues, burn their sacred poles with fire, and ye shall hew down the graven images of their idols, and destroy what?
The names
Their names that they got written out of that place. But you shouldn't do this when you come into that land. You shouldn't do this with
your Elohim,
which he will choose out of all of your tribes, even unto what?
his habitations
His habitation.
shall ye seek, and thither thou shalt come.
There, his habitation, wherever he will make his habitation. Now we know his first habitation, one of his main habitations, we know that, and what's that? That's Jerusalem. How can we show somebody that that was one of his habitations? How can we show them that? Where can we go? Scripture. Because he's going to be very clear about it.
Well, about Second Chronicles.
2 Chronicles. And that's good. But if I could tell you there's one more I'm looking for. That's good. If I could tell you there's one more I'm looking for. Those are good, because you can go there. But if I could tell you there's one more. How about Psalms 132?
That's good, but one more.
Let's turn to Psalm 132.
Hallelujah.
Because they all go together, but Psalm 132.
Hallelujah.
Because not only did it's going to tell you he chose this to be his habitation, it's going to say something else that's strong. 132.
Yes, sir.
You got it?
Yes, sir.
And start at verse 13.
Hallelujah. For Yahweh have chosen Zion.
Yahweh chose Zion. He chose Zion.
He have desired it for his habitation.
Not only did he choose it, he chose it because he desired it for his habitation. And he said, this is why I wanted to read this one, because he said, this is my rest. For how long?
Forever.
Forever.
Here will I dwell.
And here will I dwell.
For I have desired it.
Again, repeating, I will do this because I have desired it.
I will abundantly bless her provision.
I'm going to abundantly bless her provisions.
I will satisfy her poor with bread.
Mm-hmm.
I will also clothe her priests with salvation,
Mm-hmm.
and her saints shall shout aloud with joy.
Yes, and not only there will I be, but watch what else will happen.
There will I make the horn of David to bud.
Is there will the horn of David bud. There will the government of David bud. And that's literal. So that don't mean we can build a temple here in the United States or in South America or anywhere else and say this is the house of Yahweh. Because the Almighty said he has chosen what? Zion. Jerusalem. And that's where he means for it to be. And we can't build one nowhere else and say, well, we getting ready to do it or we doing it. That's not according to the word of the Almighty. But people want to build temples and houses in other places. And that's not the word of Yah. He know what he's talking about. He know what he desired. And once again, we must confirm to him and not him to us. So we must be having our eyes on what?
Yeah.
Jerusalem. That's why it says in Psalm 137, real quick, if you'll read that, Psalm 137.
Yes, sir. By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down, yet we wept. When we remembered Zion.
When we remember Zion, what we read about it, when we remember them days, we weren't there, but the way we remember it, we read these scriptures and we say, man, that must have been out of sight. To be at that place when y'all called for everybody to come there, that must be out of sight. So we remember Zion based on what we read, the picture we get. We wept about it. If you read these scriptures and you see what it was, see, that's why there's a whole book called the Book of Lamentations. But when Zion and Jerusalem was destroyed, all Jeremiah could do was cry, was weep. Because he said, oh, this wasn't what was meant to be. This was the place of Yah. This is where his name was, his great name was at. This is where his great house was at. And now look at it. It's burning. It's on fire. Our gates are sunk. We don't know holiness no more. So when we read, we should really, the pages should be wet with our tears. If we understand what we read. He said, we hung our harps upon the willows in the midst thereof. For there they carried us away captive, required of us a song. And they that wasted us required mirth of us, saying, sing us one of the songs of Zion. The songs they used to sing when y'all would go to Passover in the street. When y'all would go for the Feast of Unleavened Bread. When y'all would go for the Feast of Weeks and it was joyous festivals. When you would meet for the Feast of Tabernacles and it was joyous festivals. And y'all was just singing for days on end. Can you sing us and won't you sing us one of them songs? Songs of praise. Be happy. They said, we can't sing that. How we gonna sing that? And we not at Zion. We sung them because we was at the place. It was a joyous occasion. How can we sing Yahweh's song? Huh? Because it won't mean the same. Singing them songs here, singing them songs in the street, it won't mean the same. It won't really hit you and impact you till we get back to Zion. There's some things that won't really impact us and hit us till we get back and set our feet on homeland. It can't. It can't.
So right now, this is all this in our imagination.
Yes.
So once we finally get home,
Huh?
you say, oh yeah.
When you get to the bridge and you say, well, let's stop out and get something to eat. Yeah, you eat. You get a meal. Stop at a little restaurant. You can, but ain't no meal like when you get home. You ain't really comfortable until you get home and you kick your shoes off when you're at home. Now you say, I'm home. And everything feels so much better and different. But then he said, if I forget thee, O Jerusalem, let my right hand forget her cunning. If I do not remember thee, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth. If I prefer not joy, chief joy, whatever can make you most happiest right now, it can't make you no more happier than being at Jerusalem. And that's what keeps us striving to get back home. Because you understand what Yah said, he said, this is my desired place. And who don't want to be in the desired place of the Most High? If I forget, and he said, this was my desired place. But he did have a place before Jerusalem. Let's turn back and go back to Deuteronomy. He chose another place before Jerusalem. And this is the other place. When you see places, this gonna be that other place. But go back to Deuteronomy 12. Because what the Almighty would always have, he would always want to know he would have that one place that he gonna choose. Just as he said, out of all your tribes, so we wouldn't be going all over the place doing things. Because that became a curse in Israel. Where we thought we could just set up and run things anywhere we was at in the nation. And that's not so. Because we're gonna see something. If y'all bear with me. But keep going. Deuteronomy 12th chapter, verse 5. Verse 4. Let's pick it back up there again.
Okay, hallelujah. Ye shall but unto the place which Yahweh your Elohim shall choose out of all your tribes to put his name there. And thither there thou shalt come. And thither ye shall bring your burnt offering, and your sacrifice, and your tithe, and your heave offering of your hand, and your vows, and your free will offering, and the firstlings of your herd,
Look,
and
mark that
of
right
your
there.
flocks.
Mark that right there, the firstling of your herd and your flocks. You have to bring that to that one place. Keep going.
And there ye shall eat before Yahweh your Elohim, and ye shall rejoice in all that ye put your hand unto, ye and your household, wherein Yahweh thy Elohim have blessed thee. You shall not do after all the things that we do here this day. Every man whatsoever is right in his own eyes.
Because the other made an astute point earlier. We were following Yah, and even by the commandment of Yah, we was allowed to do that because his presence was with us. But while we went through the wilderness, we did many things that may have been touchy here or may have been touchy there. But the Almighty said, once you come into the land, you're going to do it straightway specific like this. So just because you saw an altar in the wilderness set up, that's not meaning that that was the place he chose. Like Abraham did, like Isaac did, like Hagar even did. Because when she encountered the Almighty, she called it, and notice it's not those places, because it said he built an altar and it said he called upon Yah. But remember earlier, what did Yahweh tell us he came to them as El Shaddai. That's why you see, even when Jacob built his construction to the Almighty, he called it Bethel, the house of El. He didn't call it Beth Yah, he called it Bethel. When Hagar, she called it El Roy. That's why I had those names in it. Penuel, the face of El. Don't say Penuel, Yah Roy. It says El because that's what he came to him. But like I told you earlier, Yah is written there so we will know in the writing, the reading.
Whatsoever is right in his own eyes.
And let me speak to this. I gotta say this. That's why there is going because every man is going to be kind of prone to do whatsoever is right, how he see it in his perspective. Remember I said that, perspective. Some things, a lot of things in perspective, because we read the same book, have the same scriptures, but people have different perspectives. Judge, final jury, final say so is decreed by the Almighty. And that's scripture. And that's what he was even telling them in the wilderness when he delivered this. When we get over there, we're not going to do everything how we doing it today. Because we're going to be in the land and y'all going to set it perfectly clear and straight. He says, verse 9, for you and give it to you. But when you go over Jordan, continue.
But when you go over Jordan and dwell in the land which Yahweh your Elohim giveth you to inherit, and when he giveth you rest from all your enemies on about.
If I was you, I would highlight that.
So that he dwells safely.
See, when I was taking the class, the man used to teach the course, that's what he was saying. I'm going to give you the answer that's on the test. He said, highlight. When I tell you highlight it, that means it's going to be on the test. And that's how you get your answer. So when it say highlighted, believe you me, you're going to see it again. So that's why I say that 10th verse, I will highlight it. Because he said, when you come over Jordan, dwell in the land which Yahweh giveth you to inherit, and when he giveth you rest from your enemies round about you, so that you dwell in safety. Go ahead.
Then there shall be a place which Yahweh Elohim shall choose to cause his name to dwell there.
See that, my brother? Go ahead.
Thither shall he bring all that I command you. And your heave offering of your hand, and all your choice vows which ye vow unto Yahweh.
Hallelujah. Right there. That's where we're going to stop. That's a good place to stop. He said, verse 10, when Yahweh had given you rest from all your enemies about you, when you go over Jordan, there will be. See why we say highlight that. I'll repeat it again. What did y'all say? When you go over Jordan, and you get in that land, and you have rest from all your
enemies
round about you, then I'm going to establish a what? A place. Got chapter 18 of Joshua?
Hallelujah.
Verse 1.
Hallelujah. And the whole congregation.
The whole congregation, all the congregation, the whole congregation
of the children of Israel assembled together at Shiloh.
Where did they assemble together at?
Shiloh.
At Shiloh.
And set up the tabernacle there.
That's where they took the meeting tent of Yah and set it up. And they did so because the land was what? Subdued. As the Almighty told him, when you get over Jordan and the land is all subdued, it's in your possession. They set up when the land was subdued, was at where? Shiloh.
And there remained among the children of Israel 7 tribes, which had not children of Israel. How long are ye slack to go to possess the land?
How long will you procrastinate? Again, man, the Almighty wants to take this land. Let's stop kidding around. Let's move. Let's move, Israel. Let's move. So he sent men out to survey the land, but everything that was happening from where? Keep going. From Shiloh. Keep going.
And Joshua said unto the children of Israel, how long are ye slack to go to possess the land? Give out from among you 3 men for each tribe, and I will send them, and they shall ride and go through the land and describe it according to the inheritance of them. And they shall come again to me, and they shall divide it into on the south, and the house of Joseph shall abide in their coast on the north. Ye shall therefore describe the land and bring the description hither to me, that I may cast lots for you here before Yahweh your Elohim. But the Levites have no part among you, for the priesthood of Yahweh is their inheritance. And Gad and Reuben and the half tribe of Manasseh have received their inheritance beyond Jordan on the east, which Moses, the servant of Yahweh, gave them. And the men arose and went away, and Joshua charged them that went to describe the land, saying, go and walk through the land and describe it, and come again to me, that I may here cast lots for you before Yahweh in Shiloh.
Right here in Shiloh. And the men went and passed through the land and described it in the cities into 7 parts in a book. It came again unto Joshua and to the host at Shiloh. And Joshua cast lots for them in Shiloh before Yahweh. And there Joshua divided the land unto the children of Israel according to their divisions. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Joshua 21st chapter, verses 1 and 2. As the priest came, that was to the tribes. And notice the Almighty said in that part, they said the Levite had no inheritance. But the Levite had places that he stayed, had things of his own. But look at what they said in 21.
Then came near the heads of the fathers of the Levites unto Eleazar the priest, and unto Joshua the son of Nun, and unto the heads of the fathers of the tribes of the children of Israel. And they spake unto them at Shiloh in the land of Canaan.
They spake to them where?
In Shiloh.
In the land of
Canaan.
Canaan.
Saying, Yahweh commanded by the hand of Moses to give us cities to dwell in.
Hallelujah. That's good.
Hallelujah.
So Shiloh was the first place. Let's go to
Hallelujah.
and you couldn't set up another place to say that's where the Almighty was at. Because, and that's what the Almighty was saying when he said, when I choose the place that I choose to put my name at, that's going to be the place. It don't matter what's going on all over the other parts of the country. I'm going to choose a place where I want my name to be at. Don't rival that. Don't set up something different than that. And that first place is right here in the first chapter.
First Samuel chapter 1, verse 1. Now there was a certain man of Ramathaim of Mount Ephraim, and his name was Elkanah, the son of Jeroham, the son of Elihu, the son of Tohu, the son of Zuph, and Ephraite. And the name of the other, Peninnah. And Peninnah had children, but Hannah had no children. And this man went up out of his city yearly to worship.
Yearly, because remember, the Almighty said in Deuteronomy 12, what do you bring to him? It all comes together.
The time was that Elkanah offered. He gave to Peninnah, his wife, and to all her sons and her daughters portion. But unto Hannah he gave.
Very good. Let's go to 1 Samuel 4th chapter. Because the place where Yah chose to put his name there, the first place was Shiloh. Now, how do we know his name was there? And what signified that his name was there? His name. All right. All right. Well, we're going to find out how that name was there. Start at verse 4.
Chapter 4. So the people sent to Shiloh that they might bring them thence the ark of the covenant of Yahweh, dwelling between the cherubim, and the two sons of Eli. And they that the ark of Yahweh was coming in the middle of the
Oh, it's whoa, it's the wrong hand of money. Now, who this is so the play is wrong.